As their children used their lunch break to play in the nearby playground, over 20 parents staged a peaceful protest in front of the school's 3rd Avenue Sobrianville location, calling for the administration to meet with them to discuss the hike in fees. According to the parents, they received notice of the increase just before school closed for the Easter vacation, indicating that fees for the Christmas term will be increased by up to 42% depending on the grade. Fees for playgroup increased by 42%, 33% for nursery, 25% for grades 1 to 4, and 14% for grades 5 and 6. Spokesperson for the parents, Shanera Sam, said they're not against a reasonable increase, adding that the current figures are almost exploitive. She said that she has 2 children attending the institution and cannot afford an extra $25,000 in fees when she already has to pay as much as $50,000 for textbooks. She added that the move to increase the fees was a calculated one, since registration at other private schools have already closed.
But what I found is that it was strategically done, so there's no way we can get these children into any private school at this point in time because all the private schools have already had registration. I'm very optimistic that some compassion will come up somewhere along the line in terms of the administrators, and they will find a way to help us or for us to work it out. But what is ironic is that this same administration stood with us when we were opposing the 14% VAT.
Additionally, Sam said the more than 170 parents are hopeful that the government would see it fit to intervene and provide them with some satisfaction.
There are no laws governing or no institution governing private schools at the moment. I called the Consumer Competition and Consumers Affairs, and they said because we don't have a written contract with the school, there's nothing that they can really do for us. So our only option here is that with all of this media attention and with us coming out and protest, that somehow the government will find it in their heart to intervene and to help us. We're poor people and we're struggling and we need help.
However, at his post-cabinet press briefing on Thursday, State Minister Joseph Harmon said the matter has not engaged the attention of Cabinet, but did note that the arrangement between the private schools and the parents of students attending is a private one. However, he said the Ministry of Education would have to look at the increase to determine whether it was an unreasonable imposition. Nevertheless, a few other parents also vent their concerns on the sudden increase.
I would like if they're raising the fees, they put on a $5,000. Nothing is wrong with that. But $15,000 is too much.
What are the facilities like for students?
The facilities are sorry, I can't go and take a tour in there because I just went in the lunchroom and the toilet is dripping water. That all is ceiling leaking.
We would like first to have an engagement with the administration of the school and see where we can go from there, and we cannot afford to pay 42%.
Mae'S administrator, Stacey French, said the increase is due to the fact that the school's costs to do business have increased, as well as the challenge of hiring teachers who are both motivated and experienced, in addition to overall operational costs. For the Evening News, Lee Graham Bygert.